Hi, everybody. Welcome. I'm Linda Gonzalez. We're off on another Akashic adventure today. I'm here with Viviane Heller and Diana Boles. We are your tour guides. I don't
And I
know where
have
all this came
Godzilla with me, and we have
from. Godzilla.
Wanda.
We have another dinosaur with us, a little dinosaur left over with us. So hi everyone. I want to say hello to Annie Bear and to Diane, and they're founding members on my channel. I
Yes.
just started membership, and they're founding members. I'm real happy to see them, and Kim B as well. And a special hello to Teresa Ferral, who is Viviane's
Yes, my
mother.
mom.
Bon dia.
Oi,
Oh,
mãe.
oh, I'm so sorry. She might have to go home. Um,
She's
yes, you can start putting your questions in now. And let's see, Chrissy Murphy's here, Kieran, Venus, Jonathan Daly. Hi, Jonathan. Jeremy Rodney, Dakota Kelt, Emily Lawrence Bradley. Got your question, Emily. Let's see. Do you see anybody you want to say hi to? Go right ahead, you guys.
Hello, Rossi, Annie.
Akila, Amelia.
There you
Nathan,
go, Viviane,
Amelia's, Cheryl,
Nathan,
Jeremy.
Yeah, we got to watch out for her.
Kendra,
Oh,
Oh,
Oil Painter. You're there too.
I had a lovely live stream with Gerald Stash today. If you didn't catch the live, please watch the replay. It was a lot of fun. I talked
it was
so much.
great.
I didn't even have a sip
Yeah,
because
the
Gerald.
drop down came on. I'm always in the car when Gerald's on,
Mm-hmm.
and the drop down came down, but I was running into the store. So by the time I got done,
Yeah, sure. It was a lot of fun. He made me feel so comfortable that I really talked a lot. Anyway, I didn't even have a
I've never
sip.
seen you
So,
talk so much ever.
and it was so such a nice conversation. I'm really grateful to the opportunity to join
yeah,
Gerald. So,
Yeah,
watch the replay if you have a chance. It was a lovely conversation.
it was great. Oh, and here's Maria has perfect health. Hi,
Love that
and
kitty image. Hi, Jackie. Nice to
oh,
see
and
you.
Jackie's here. Hi, Jackie.
Kendra, Flower Beauty, Peacock Rainbow,
Maria.
Shh. And Maureen
Wanda.
D'Amico. Hi, Maureen. Got your question. Simply Julie, got your question. We're taking 9 questions, and I think we've got our limit. Yeah, we do.
Okay, so
Um,
questions are closed now.
and oh, wait. Hold on. Oh, CJ. Hi, CJ. CJ is also a member on my channel.
Wanda.
She
Wanda's
is
really cute.
she's just having such a hard time. I'm gonna go put her back home. So I have
Okay.
questions. Wait a second here. Stop. I can't find the scroller thingy. You know what I mean. Here we go.
I see 9 stars.
Yeah, I do too.
Mm-hmm.
One,
Me
two,
too.
three, 4, 5. Oh no, I got room for 4 more questions.
I think you had, yeah, because you have,
Yeah, I do. Yeah,
yeah.
the members were listed up there. Yeah, I do have membership
Mhm.
now. Isn't that amazing?
Is that so cool? Congratulations.
Yeah,
That's lovely.
I'm really surprised. So join up,
Um,
and oh no, Diane, questions aren't closed. I'm so sorry. Leah, I see you. Venus, okay, your question at the top. I didn't see that. Hang on.
um,
Hang on, hang on.
yeah, she just started her membership, Nathan. And hi, Jonathan.
Mm, Dakota Kelt and Cheryl. Gotcha. Okay, so I don't see any question from you, Venus. And Christina, messages from your loved ones, that's more mediumship. And we like to focus, I mean, we're all mediums, all of us are mediums, but for this
Mm-hmm.
show, we like to focus on the Akashic records and our souls' lives and those kinds of questions because nobody else does it. Okay, honestly, it's because nobody else does it, and you can get those. Hi, Donna Marie. You can get messages from your loved ones. From a lot of other readers. Okay, Venus, if you will put your question in, I will answer it, and that will be our last one. Hi, Pixie Dust, welcome. And Chrissy Murphy. And Venus's question will be the last one because now we absolutely have 9 questions.
Hi, Pixie Dust. Yeah, and just a reminder, if you post questions prior to the beginning of the live stream, the chat will move and we will not see those questions.
Jeremy Rodney, thank you so much. He just signed up as a member. Thank you.
Nice. Yeah, congratulations. So happy you have membership. That's so cool. That's such a big milestone.
Yeah, it is.
Fun.
It is a big milestone. It's you know, the list of perks is under where you see join, and you can decide for yourself what you wanted. I had no inspiration at all for naming the levels. I just came up with the first thing that fell into my head. So there you are. Oh, well, it only just became an option like 2 days ago, Jeremy. So that, so Venus, I'm okay.
Please post
Venus,
the question again.
Could you please retype your question because it's gone now. It's way too far up for me to find it in the chat. And yeah, questions usually close by like 4 or 5 minutes after. That's just how it is.
Yeah, please post it again, and then we'll make sure to start it for you.
Is it like 501?
501 or 502? Yeah, I know, but there's way too much chat for me to be able to find it.
Let me see. I'll try to find it.
Venus, what talents, gifts, or abilities did I bring with me into this lifetime? What should we be aware of? Thank you. There you go.
Thank you so much. I just found it.
And there's also another one that was missed at 503 from Jeremy.
Okay, I'll get it. There's one from Kieran.
I thought I got Jeremy. Okay, well, we can take them all if you go ahead and mark them, Viviane.
Yeah.
It would be like 15 questions. I mean.
Sorry.
Oh, Nathan, thank you. Nathan's become a member as well. That's awesome.
Nice.
Yeah, I know, Jackie. Isn't that amazing? Thank you.
It was the ones that were like really on the top, so it was right next to it that I selected.
Okay.
Okay. And now, and I'm going to unstar a few because they are members. Look on your channel and turn off the ad.
Yeah. Oh no. I have it turned off. The only thing that's turned on is just questions. The auto star, the super chats. You can auto star those. That's off.
Okay.
Those are not auto.
We actually have 11 questions, not 15, because
did we get Nathan and Venus?
Let me announce the ones that I have. I have Kendra, I have Emily, Maria has perfect health, Maureen D'Amico, Simply Julie, Leah, Dakota Celt, Cheryl, Venus, Kieran. Did I say Kieran twice? Where is me? Okay, so let me unstar one of Kieran, so she had to start. And Jeremy. So we have 10 questions.
Okay. All right. And that's it. Nobody's left out. Yay. Okay. All right. Hang on. Let's get started. Wait, I got to find that stupid.
Hi, Gerald. It was so much fun joining you today. Thank you so much for having me. It was such a lovely conversation. I had a lot of fun.
It was great. I really enjoyed watching you guys. Okay.
Thank you.
So first
we have
Kendra.
Well, we need to open the records and do all that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Thank you.
Hi, Joyful Journey just came
I was
in.
just gonna dive right in. That would have been fun. Okay. So let's start like we always do with the 3 deep breaths. In through your nose, out through your mouth. I know I shouldn't have to teach you how to breathe. Fill yourself up with that wonderful life air. We're surrounded by the pure white light of divine source. We ask Archangel Michael to protect and guide us, and we call forth all of our angels, guides, beings of light, and Akashic Records masters to assist us now to receive information of the highest truth, highest frequency of light and love, allowing us to receive exactly what we need for our greatest good and the greatest good of humanity. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We open ourselves to the light, and with this light, we open ourselves to our truth, and with this light, we open ourselves to our soul's purpose. And with this light, we open ourselves to be guided towards our highest good and the highest good of all in divine love. And so, this group, consisting of the people here now, those who will join us later, and those who will watch the replay, are given the truth to best serve them on their healing journey into the love and acceptance that is most beneficial for them in this moment. And I'll read that silently. And with this light and guidance, we unlock the energy fields of this group to receive the records of their souls. Hi. Sorry. I just faded out there for a second. Okay.
Yes.
Kendra would like the name of one of her guides. You know, Diana, I think this question has your name on it.
Okay. Hi, Kendra. Could I get the name of one of my guides? What is their specific purpose for me? Janice. Like the Joplin girl. Wild hair. Definitely singing. Quoting Alanis Morissette. One hand in my pocket and smoking a cigarette.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, they're showing me this. I want to call it a glass ceiling, but it's not. It's not just above. It is an entire room created of this crystal that is like a beautiful aqua green ocean that's just got enough play in it. But it shatters. And as it shatters, they're bringing out a very ornate blue willow pattern teapot. What they want you to know is it doesn't matter how you go about ritual. Ritual is ritual. You can play Ozzy Osbourne for all you want. It does not matter. Music is music. It's vibration. It's frequency. It's poetic. It's words that trip off your tongue or stimulate your mind and help you pass the word on to others in language that is understood by any generation. The teapot is reflective of ceremony in the whole presentation of matcha or any other type of tea in a tea house, be it a Russian tea house or a Oriental tea house or in a Peruvian tea house. It doesn't matter, for it is you that gives it power. It is you that gives it sanctification. It is you that creates what your purpose is. You needn't look too much farther. You really already know. They're telling me that there's a crystal that is the correct color. It's not a green citrine and it's not a blue citrine, but there is another crystal that will combine the two colors properly and you'll know it. There is really no paint chip that you can describe this with, because, you know, they can say sea foam and it might not be the right color. Now, they've marked this place in the book with Tudor style windows like I have here, propped up this ancient window. But that glass was in each of those diamond shapes. You should be able to find this crystal somewhere. It has a tendency to be more on the emerald side, but that blue strain is in there. They want you to seek that out and stick to ritual and stick to your true self. And they're fading back. And Janice, you can spell it as she spelled it, or you can spell it Janus, like the Greek god. End of transmission. I hope that helped.
Thanks, Diana. And thank you for asking, Kendra. Amazing. It's amazing to watch you work, Diana. It never ceases to amaze me. I know
Yeah.
you're probably really exhausted by that. You have a few minutes to
Diana's
read.
a Gemini. It's hard to exhaust her. Yeah.
Okay. Next is Emily Lawrence Bradley. So I'll take that. Diana was first, I'll be second. And if I knew how Gerald switched things around, I would do it, but it's too complicated. I just don't even have a clue how to go about it. Emily would like some insight on a significant past life. I'm in a dusty place, a dry, sandy, dusty, not like a desert, but well, it is very arid, but it's not sand. It's dusty but it's dirt. It's not sand. Ow! I'm sorry. There's about 20 people, 4 or 5 tents. These are not North American, like not indigenous North American people's tents. Like they're not like wigwams or teepees. They're not like that. They're square. They look more like uh, they look Middle Eastern. And I'm looking for you. I'm looking for you, Emily, and I see a little girl, maybe 3 or 4 years old, standing in the everybody is, oh, okay. So everybody's packing up the tents because they're moving on. They've got herds of sheep and goats, and they're getting ready to move on. And you're standing there in the middle with your thumb in your mouth, just looking at all of the action. And it's exciting, but it's also a little scary. And but you don't have a job to do. You're pretty much the youngest person there, and nobody's actually paying any attention to you. Like you're not being supervised because everyone is preoccupied with packing up the tents and getting the animals ready and getting all of the stuff ready that they're going to need. Yeah, you're going to go home in a second, okay? As soon as I finish this. Hmm. Somebody's coming, somebody's riding a horse, hell bent for leather over top of a little hill coming down, and brings news. And that, I mean, everybody was scurrying around like ants in an ant hill anyway, but this news, whatever it is, because you don't know, you can't hear them, whatever this news is has really mm, uh, disturbed everybody. They're they're really frightened now, and they're trying really hard. They're just jamming the last things in and getting everything ready to go. And you're still standing there in the middle of the in the middle, in plain view of everybody, and they're just packing everything up, and they forget you. But you're running after them. You're running after them, screaming and yelling, not to forget you. I'm here. I'm here. Don't forget me. I'm here. I'm here. Pick me up. And you keep running and you keep running. And finally, it dawns on somebody, where's Emily? And they send someone back to pick you up. You're way far behind by this point. And they send somebody back to pick you up and take you to the rest of them. And you're exhausted and crying and really angry and really scared and just all of these feelings. And for the next few months, you do not leave your mother's side. Your little fist is clenched in her robe. She cannot take 2 steps without you. She's very understanding and very loving, and she understands. She understands completely why you're so frightened, and she feels really guilty. Now, let me see if I can get at the truth of this vision. I would not call this a soul wound, Emily. It's more of a memory, and it's the memory of abandonment and the fear of abandonment, that you still carry with you. It's a visceral kind of, well, but if I'm rejected or left behind, I won't be able to survive. Um, that was true for a 4-year-old, but it's not true for you now. Um, It just feels like it, but it's not it's not, it's a mark on your soul, but um, it's not deep enough that the masters aren't calling it a wound. Okay. It's more like a bruise, a memory of something that you're carrying it with you. So, that's where that comes from, sweetie. Is from that event. Is there anything you want to add, Diana? I see you nodding.
No, I just, when that little clenched fist, I was getting that image just as it was coming out of your mouth. So,
Yeah.
I was picking up on what you were
Yeah,
getting.
I saw that so clearly. This little girl, this little tiny little 4-year-old fist just twisted up in the robe so that she couldn't possibly.
And shocking on her son's finger like this. Yeah.
Very cute little kid. Okay, Emily.
Can't remember the last time I did something like that.
So I hope that helps. And thank you for asking. That was interesting. That was really interesting, actually. Um, Next is Maria has perfect health, and this question is for Viviane.
Mm-hmm. Hi Maria, I love the kitty image. So cute. Did I have a past life or lives as an entertainment performer, musician? Was
Amos.
present.
Amos and
Okay,
Andy,
thank you. Oh, okay, thank you.
maybe, but that's who I'm getting.
Mm-hmm.
Amos is coming in.
Okay.
They were vaudevillian.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay.
And then went to radio. And then went to TV also in the 50s. I used to watch them. I loved them. They were hilarious.
Yeah, they were.
As you're saying that, I could see a woman and a man. They're dancing. I don't know how to explain this dance, but
Michigan rag. Do do do.
yet they're doing something like this with their arms and
Yeah.
from side to
That
side.
was
And
like the Michigan rag is putting on a top hat,
okay, that's what I saw.
dancing with a
Okay,
cane and top hat. That was one of the things.
so yeah, that will say yes to your um, question. It's really fun dance. Um, so what else? The image I'm seeing is black and white, but it's a really lively, fun dance. Um, almost like looks like a cartoon image to me, but it's really cool. I'm not getting much else than that. Maybe
And maybe I should have kept my mouth shut till you were.
no, that's cool because it helped because I wouldn't know how to describe that dance as so much as your and because the images were
The song from the 30s was Putting on the Ritz,
that I was listening to that in my
which is
head, but
our lead
It's
in.
our
yeah,
intro.
I was thinking that, and when I saw them doing the dance, and I thought about the song, but I wasn't sure, and it was when you were uh, saying what you were getting, so then it made sense to me. But I'm not um, seen anything else other than the couple dancing. That's what I'm saying.
Ginger and Fred would have been with that, but it's, let's say also the Ziegfeld Follies, because seriously, Maria, I was getting that whole era of the 20s.
Yeah.
And vaudeville and the, late 1800s into the early 1920s, because by then you were older and on radio, and yes, when you were a little girl, you were on stage, and Amos and Andy also were performing in the same place. But as you aged, as you got older, there was no need to do vaudeville because you were a Ziegfeld Follies.
And then radio.
Fun. She's asking the 20s or the 30s? The 30s.
The 20s.
All the way, right, all the way through. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
let's say you were 3-4 years old in the late 1890s. So you carried on over and were in the, early stages of the little kids on stage, because mom and dad were on stage. And
Yeah.
like you even prefer, I see George Burns and Gracie Allen as well. And this is, they were all teenagers doing this stuff. And George lived to be 100 years old, So consider they were all born in probably the same time frame my grandmother was born. 1896 was when she was born. She lived to be 102. So, and was dancing right up until the end.
Those
And Polak women, I'm telling you.
fun. Just saying, got it, understand the time period. I am always drawn to those times. Nice.
Very cool.
Man,
sorry.
It just keeps coming. No, so much is coming in today. This proton radiation storm is bringing in lots of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I've had a headache I just can't shake.
Yeah, I had a little bit of a headache today.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Mine is like,
I know it's downloads, and I know that I'll have an app after and integrate everything, and whatever. Yeah. It's just a pain. Thank you, Maria, and thank you, Viviane and Diana. Next. Okay, I've lost track. Who's next?
I think
Diana?
it's you.
Yes, I think so.
Oh,
hi, Maureen.
Okay.
Oh, well, you want to take it since I answered most of that other one?
Sure. Yeah, let's
Go
do that.
for it.
Yeah.
Hi, Maureen. May I have an Akashic record reading about a past life with my mother, Kathleen? Okay. I initially saw two women in a kitchen, and I heard Portugal. And it seems like you two you're baking something. I think it's bread. Yes, because I see you working out the dough, kneading the dough. And it's funny, the Akashic record master, they brought me the book, and I just saw him because I think I talked about him earlier. He's one of my guides, and he looks like the actor Jeremy Irons, just like wearing the robe. So he came through, just talking about entertainment, and brought him through because he looks like Jeremy Irons. heard the word sisters, so they're saying that you're sisters in that lifetime. And I heard a home weekend, long weekend gathering with the family on a weekend. I see now the family gathering around the dining table. I heard it was a Sunday tradition, and it would be the family gathering around the table. I just saw a couple of people raising their uh, port wine glasses. And you were very close in age, the two of you. I'm seeing the outside area of the house where this house you're in is nice, green outdoor area. I see some trees and large um, lawn area, grass area. I heard simple life and good connection with family. It was just it was a nice, quiet life. I just looked at the screen and it's sunny because I see Annie Bear's message, and it's just funny how they have the emojis come through. So it's penguin blue waving tear. It's just like
Moving
funny.
cheer, yeah. I love those.
So that's what I got for you, Maureen. So you had a life in Portugal that it wasn't clear for me. It almost looked like you were twins because you really, I think it was more than being close in age. You're twin sisters, because they're showing me you both as, you have the same. You really look dressed the same, and then the hair is styled the same way. I think they wanted to show that you're twins, and um, yeah. So I hope you enjoyed the message. Thank you for your question.
Yeah, thanks, Viviane, and thank you, Maureen, for your question. Um, okay, here's a question from, and I guess this one's for me. It's from Simply Julie, who says, I've been feeling very tired and not well with some vertigo. What do the records say about the need or purpose of these things? Um,
I just saw a
I
quick
hope
comment.
you're getting. The first thing is that I'm not a doctor. None of us are, and we don't even play doctor on TV, and I haven't played doctor since I was 6. So anyway, you should be getting medical advice first of all. I don't like what I'm hearing, but I'm going to tell you. The life of the soul is more important than the life of the body. And I have a bias about that, okay? Just like having been raised Catholic, and that you'll get your reward in heaven and all that kind of stuff. So it raises some stuff for me personally. But this is what they're saying to you, Julie, that the life of the soul is more important than the life of the body. And yeah, I know that's true, but I don't like it. But that's me. The message is clear. The life of the soul is more important than the life of the body. That being said, okay. That being said, the body requires honor, respect, and care. The body is not a trash bag. Your body is a treasure. Your body is a temple. Your body is a storehouse of God's mercies. Treat it with respect. Take good care of it. Feed it well. Perfume it. Use creams and oils to make your skin soft and fragrant, because it's pleasant and lovely and it pleases your body to do so. Well, that answered my question. They're all talking at once, and I'm sorry, I'm having a really hard time sorting through what they're saying to give you. Sickness appears for different reasons. For some, it is inherent in their nature. Okay, so I guess that means like DNA, like genetic. For others, it's the result of poor choices. For still others, it's the result of aging and the body's just wearing out.
I just saw something in the chat. Sorry.
Oh, yeah, okay. I'm so far behind in chat, like I'll never catch up. Julie says, what does that mean? Do you think I see what that means? It's hard to hear. I eat well, but not enough. Okay, what is it for me? Yeah, I know. That's what I'm trying to get at, is what
Could
it
I
is.
add a little something here?
Oh, yeah, go ahead. Jump in.
This is just something that's really going on. And Julie, we're all under the same sun, and the sun has a purpose right now in solar maximum, and we are all going through this same thing, just some people don't understand it. You're here, so you already have a knowing about this. The carbon-based body is changing its DNA to catch up to the crystalline that we are becoming, that we have in us. Okay, that having been said, some people are calling it ascension sickness, but even doctors have said, oh yeah, my rheumatoid related patients, those with autoimmune diseases, all have something going on that isn't right. And when they measure the proton radiation storms, which is what we're having today, or the geomagnetic storms, which is what we had last week, we are all affected by that. Just some of us pick it up more than others. So when you notice these things, be very kind and gentle. Use your creams and salves and enjoy taking care of you. do not feel guilty about not going outside and mowing the lawn or picking up the trash or whatever, because being in the sun may not help you right now.
And I heard very clearly that this is temporary, Julie.
Yeah.
It is temporary. It's yeah, I'm hearing similar things to what Diane is saying. Be kind to yourself, be gentle with yourself, make sure that you look after yourself, look after your body, and be very gentle with it. This is temporary. This is temporary. Now, how temporary? Is it a year temporary? Is it a week temporary? Months. They're saying months. So
Yeah.
not a year.
Well, I'd say look forward to continue on next year, just not quite as bold. Once we get to about March, April, it'll start to lighten up. So, but it's not, it's like the moon pulling the ocean off the shore. It is an hour, 2 hour, 3 hour process to pull it from our shore and flood it on the other side of the world where the other beach is. So it's not like it's gonna snap, be gone, but you'll be stronger for it when that begins.
Yeah, Julie, be hopeful, because this is not a permanent state of being for you. It will last for some months. But the masters are, you know how the masters are about time, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So absolutely, we've got this other big thing happening.
Yeah.
That's Saturn,
Yeah.
Jupiter.
Yeah.
When
Saturn
they go in
conjunction.
January of 2026, when they go into Aries permanently, they will be conjunct at 0 degrees of Aries. That never happens. And they're going from being the last sign in the zodiac to having that first sign strength. So the power of 29 degrees in 59 minutes is now 0.
Yeah.
Because how do you split that hair? You've already split it so much. How are you going to split that hair? So in astrology, we can look at it as 0 degrees of the next sign or the 30th degree of the last sign. Because in reality, that's how it is. But in astrology, we don't deal with 10. I mean, with 1. We deal with 0 as the beginning.
Beginning of the sign, yeah.
Right. Of the beginning. Well, the beginning of the digits as we count. So that makes 29 degrees, the final degree. But it takes 59 minutes to get to 0 of the next degree, which is either, how do you want to look at that? If you are born with a 0, then that's the only time you could actually say you're on the cusp. Because 0 with 1 minute of arc is already into the next sign.
Yeah. I think, Diana, that's really helpful because we are under a lot of environmental strain right now, just from the happenings in the sky. The
social, environmental. We are electric. Our bodies are electric, and we cannot help but be receptive to this, get charged from this, get overcharged from this. Like last night, I couldn't go to sleep till 4 o'clock in the morning. And when I did, it was at 4 o'clock in the morning when that big spike in the Schumann resonance came for me. Yeah. And I had been before that was like, okay, bam, But then the dreams were on a mission. So I'll talk about that later. Next show.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm
No,
sorry.
that's fine. That's fine.
No,
That's
that's good.
important. That's
Sabotage
important.
everybody's moments.
It's important to share that information with everybody so that we know we're not going crazy, that this is an environmental stressor. And Julie, that's part of what's going on with you. And it is temporary, and it will last some months. And be very gentle and kind, and give your body what it needs. So nutrition, sunshine, fresh air, I mean, I talk about this. I talk about this all the time. And have fun.
Yeah.
Have some fun. Go jump in a puddle. Go pick some flowers not out of somebody's garden, but go pick some dandelions and put them in a glass on your kitchen counter. And yeah. And thank you for your question, Julie. Appreciate that very much. Okay, next. Hold on. Who's our next tribute? Oh, Leah. Leah wants a reading. Do you want to do this, Diana, or Viviane? Or because I've lost track of what the rotation is. I'm sorry. I think Viviane's next. If I was last,
Yeah,
then
I
Viviane's
think
next.
so too.
Yeah.
I think so too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hi, Leah. Nice to have you here. Okay. They're showing me a river. And then I heard the flowing of all the emotions that you're experiencing right now. And then I heard this too shall pass. And I heard that there's pain in your heart, and you need to pay attention to self-care, increase more of your increase self-care. And then it's like your chest, your heart is really tight, and it's okay to cry and release. And now I see like you're crying, and your tears are added to this river that is flowing and taking away the sadness and the grief, carrying away with the water, the river water. And there you're loved, and your ancestors are supporting you. And I continue seeing this river. Now I see a paper boat. Kids make little paper boats and flowing on the river. It's a white paper boat. I see the word peace now. Now I see you taking a deep breath and after that big cry release, taking a big deep breath, and your chest and your heart don't feel as tight anymore because of this release. And now I see a reflection of a big red heart on the water, the river. So this is what I got for you, Leah. I hope it helps.
Thanks, Viviane. And thank you, Leah. And Maria has commented, and I just have to bring this up. Maria's commented she doesn't feel fully connected to her body today. Can I suggest some grounding exercises for you?
Yeah.
You know, go and have a nice meal, drink some water, drink lots of water. Go and stand outside, and it's pretty cold out. I don't know where you live, but it's pretty cold here, and I'm on the West Coast. So I can't take off my shoes and go stand in the grass, or at least I won't. I mean, I could, but I won't. But that kind of thing. Go and connect to nature. Find some way of connecting to nature. Maybe play if you have a pet. If you have a dog or a cat, maybe spend some time playing with your pet. That'll help you ground. Eating will help you ground. Drinking lots of water, that always helps you ground. And if all of that doesn't work, meditate. But yeah, I understand. I get it. I completely get it. It's a feeling that I'm very familiar with. Next for Diana. Now, while I look for my magic wand here. Dakota Celt.
Okay, Dakota. Did I have a past life as a disabled person, deaf, blind, or physical? Okay, give me a moment, please. Okay, they're bringing up the books on that rotating dry cleaner's rack. They're reaching in, pulled out the book, flipped it open, and it is like it's at a page, and then it flipped to another page section, flipped to another page. It appears that they're saying like 4 lives with handicaps. They are first showing me this leper colony. And yes, you had the disease. You were fortunate in that there were caregivers around you with this, but this was in the biblical times of Yeshua. Okay. They're saying, though he was not who came to see you, his disciples often did the work for him as they would spread out, each in turn visiting the colony close to where you were in Jerusalem. Now they're showing a life in an Asian country. You're sitting on a pallet. You have lost your legs from the knee down, both of them. This was a crush to your legs, but the shaman of the village was able to amputate, heal, and repair with medicines from his cabinet and acupuncture. And you're on this pallet to help him sell his wares. You're in the market where he is not there, of course. But this is for simple tinctures and such. And because of how grateful you are, you want to spread his name, and this is the only way that you can help. There's always something that affects your limbs. Next time is World War I in a blast. An arm and vision. You're not completely blinded, but your left eye is almost completely blind. The right eye functions. The fourth life is in your starseed history as the destruction of your planet occurred. You were in the blast. You were getting into a pod that you were leaving the planet with. And the injury is more because of not being seated properly. And again, they're showing me your left shoulder. Is that something that is bothering you now? In fact, that left side has been the issue. Each time, the worst is on the left. And what you receive on the left is the side we receive on. And the healing that you have gotten, always projected to all of you, but primarily directed to the side that needed the most help. I just got really dizzy. It's part of your ancestral DNA, but it is changing now. It is changing now. Find that little spot within you. There are things you can do aside from acupuncture, just lymph node opening on your own. Eat healthy, listen to your body, be kind to yourself, and all the things. And now they're stepping back. Whew. Ooh, I hope that helped.
Wow.
Here's some feedback for you, Diana, from Dakota.
That left side today is still odd. It makes sense as to why I have issues with it. Yet I seem to understand a work around. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, yeah. Yeah. Great.
Wow.
Thank you, Diana. And
Thank you.
sorry, did I
It's okay. We lose
tweak
track.
out there? Okay, let me go on to the next question. Thanks, Dakota. That was really interesting. I think I'm lagging a little bit.
Okay.
Next question is from me, and it's Cheryl, who wants to know if she had a life as an astrologer. Okay. $1,500s-ish, judging by the costumes that I'm seeing, but not the costumes, the things that people are actually wearing in their everyday lives. It's not a costume. 1500s, yeah. Guessing France. And you're a teenage boy, like 12 or 13. You've been sent to the church for your education. Your parents are merchants. They're well off. They're not aristocracy, but they're well off, and they are very comfortable, and they can afford to educate you. So you have received a basic education so far. But you have two older brothers, and they're going to be taking over the family business. So this is, I guess, what people did in those days, that, one goes to the army, one takes the business over, one goes to the church, you know. This was actually how people manage their families. You're going to the church. You don't really want to. This is not a life that you ever imagined for yourself, although you do have a really you do have a lot of like deep questions, like philosophical kind of theological questions, and you're a studious child. So this is not against your nature, is what I want to say about it. And I see you going to a church school, and and in your philosophy class there, at this point, you're about 17, maybe 18. You discover in your, as part of your philosophy class, you discover astrology. Well, they study astrology, alchemy, all that kind of stuff, medicine. It's pretty much a very sort of an overview kind of education. And if you want to specialize, you have a basic understanding of what you want to specialize, and you can just go into it. And you're in love with astrology. You just you really love it. You love the mathematics of it, and because it's such a clear pattern to you, and you can see it so clearly, you understand it almost instinctively. There's an innate kind of immediate connection to the study of astrology. So of course you do really well in your studies because you love it. So how could you not? And And that's what you decide to specialize in. Now, you don't have to become a priest to do that. Like, you don't have to take holy orders to do that. And so you choose not to because you didn't want to in the first place. Your parents are a little horrified. And of course, the church, because they had counted on you becoming a priest, I mean, becoming an astrologer, even though it's a legitimate kind of occupation, it's still kind of like going into the theater, it's still a little bit disreputable for a very bourgeois family in not a very big town. I mean, it's a big town. There's markets and everything, so it's a big town, but we'd look at it and go, man, that's Grand Prairie, Alberta. If you don't know Grand Prairie, that won't be funny. Let's see. So you go and study with a really prominent astrologer, and you have to go to Paris to do that. And your parents, again, you're not that young. I mean, you're a young man, but you're not. Other young men are setting up their apprenticeship, have almost finished their apprenticeships and are setting up as journeymen at your age. So it's not that you're too young to do this, but your parents are not happy about letting you go. Because Paris, right? It's the center of everything that's evil and all the terrible things that could happen to you. And they're very worried. But you go to Paris and you study successfully with this astrologer who takes you under his wing and is your mentor. And you're fine. I mean, you have an interesting life. You are asked for your advice by the French court and courtiers, individual courtiers, as to what would be a good time to try this and to do that, and that kind of thing. Like, it's a really interesting life. You travel. I see you in Rome. I see you in Venice. You go to Germany, but you don't like Germany very much. Eventually, in your older years, you want to live somewhere warm, so you leave Paris for Marseille on the Riviera, of course, and you continue your practice in Marseille, in the south of France. I mean, what a terrible. It's an uneventful life. You don't marry, you don't have children, you're not interested in that at all. You live and breathe astrology. And you're very well known. I believe this is before Nostradamus. I don't believe you know Nostradamus. I don't see any connection between the two of you. So it's either way before or way after Nostradamus. Yeah, there's your life as an astrologer. There were other lifetimes as philosophers that sort of went in that direction too. That's not your only lifetime doing that kind of work.
I just heard that Diana said Copernicus. Was that the one that like cut his nose or something? There was something about I learned.
That was Tycho Brahe. That was Tycho Brahe, wasn't it?
I'm trying to remember which. Yeah, there's one that cut his nose or something.
Well,
anyway, sorry.
You mean Cyrenaic de Bergerac?
Cyrano de Bergerac.
My
on a 5-minute rant about somebody's nose being so big his own nose being so big, and he was saying, "What, this nose is magnificent. It can smell everything, and look at your penis."
Oh no, yeah, I love that story. But I remember my.
No, Copernicus was with the telescope and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember
Yeah.
hearing
But
a
you
story.
know, right now there is no time zone, so dates are getting all confused for me too. But astrology, you know, hon, it's been going on since long before Nostradamus.
Babylonians.
It's been going on since the aliens started landing on this planet,
Well, yeah.
while the dinosaurs still roamed. Astronomy grew out of astrology, not the other way around.
Well, you were a good astrologer, Cheryl, and those skills are within you. You just have to remember them.
Thank you, Jeremy. Yes.
Yeah, Tycho. I'm sorry. Tycho was
Tycho
the one
Brahe. Yeah,
that
he was the one who
lost
cut
part
off
of his
his
nose
nose.
in a duel. I thought it was Copernicus. I knew there's something about. Yeah, thank you for
Well,
reminding his
the
name.
three wise men.
Yeah, well, yeah. Yeah.
Caspar and yeah.
Melchizedek. I think if you wanted to study astrology now, Cheryl, that would probably be an easy thing for you to pick up and learn and be good at if that was something you felt like you wanted to do. If you don't already, because I don't know anything about you, so I mean, I don't know. If you feel you're being okay, so she says she feels like she's being pulled in that direction. We always, and listen, even Wanda agrees, breadcrumbs. We
Yeah.
learn our purpose by following the breadcrumbs. If you're being pulled in that direction, follow that pull. Follow that pull and see where it takes you. See what happens. See what you learn. See where you can go with it. There's lots of people teaching astrology. I don't know if Diana teaches, um, but she could maybe if she wanted to.
I have.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
So
if you need help, but like I had said earlier in the chat to her, really all you need is love if you want to teach yourself. There's no reason
yeah,
why you can't, because astrology is knowing the stories, but it's how do you interpret it? It is also based
yeah,
on your gut feeling. It is intuitive. It's not just because somebody had that use the intuition to give the damn star the name in the first place. And planet only means roaming star. So every planet is just a roaming star. There's
yeah.
that soapbox again. Sorry.
No, it's okay. Thanks, Diana. Your soapbox is great, Diana. Don't ever apologize for that. So there you are, Cheryl. There's some information for you that I hope helps you on your path.
Yeah. Keep us up
And
to date when we start doing our astrology stuff.
and next for Viviane is a question from Venus.
Hi, Venus. What talents, gifts, or abilities did I bring with me into this lifetime that I should be aware of? Thank you. Okay.
Shh.
I heard you're an empath. Yeah, you're an empath, and I'm waiting for more. I'm showing someone doing like a calligraphy now. I don't know if you ever tried that, Venus. Really nice calligraphy work. when they showed me the calligraphy was you're saying you just started trying that last week, and how cool, because they were showing me our calligraphy, but then that's what they're are showing the most. But then they also showed me, like, I had a flash image of I forgot what it's called, but the Japanese symbols and painting. They're using that. There's a specific name to that brush. Drawing the Japanese symbol calligraphy, but then what they're really showing me more is the words, words in English, but really detailed, beautiful calligraphy. So let me see if I can find it here.
Do you mean katakana, the characters, or do you mean the actual brush?
Both. I saw a hand he was holding on to that brush,
Kanji.
doing the
Kanji?
I see Gyosho is a semi-cursive style similar to cursive handwriting in English. So that was a flash that I saw, I guess, a flash image, but the calligraphy that they showed me the most was it was cursive handwriting in English. It was really beautiful. So if you started doing that, go for it, because yeah, I guess kanji is the word I was trying to remember too. Yeah, but when I looked it up, the name is Shodo Japanese calligraphy. Yeah, so cool. Yeah, go for it. Continue to learn and practice. That will be a lot of fun, and you can also earn extra money doing that. But yeah, start with the I saw what do you call that pen that has the ink pen? There's a specific name for that to do the calligraphy.
The fountain pen.
Yeah, fountain pen. Yeah, I saw that fountain pen being used to do the calligraphy work, the cursive calligraphy work. Yeah, go for it, Venus.
Thanks, Viviane, and thank you, Venus. That's pretty cool. I mean, calligraphy is a very rare skill.
Yeah, beautiful detailed work, and like I say, you can earn extra cash by doing that for other people.
Extra cash, that's always good. So, Diana, the question for you is from Jeremy Rodney. And then the last question is from Nathan Sipley. And then we will be done. We'll chat for a bit. Don't leave. I mean, stay for Diana's clearing, Diana's prayer.
Okay.
I'll
Hi,
be right
Jeremy. I've always had a strong affinity to the German language. Is Akashic in nature? Okay, let me see. How do you mean that, hon? Is it Akashic in nature? Is it? Okay, got it. It is a remembered language that you have spoken. You were a clockmaker. (1700s). You're working on a large tower clock for the Alpine village that you're in. You can go farther back than that, in that the Germanic language has a foundation for so many other languages. It comes easy to you because you have spoken it many times in many different dialects. They're showing me, I don't want to call you a caveman, but way back then in the beginning of the language, fighting a mammoth. The sense of accomplishment with it. You were important in the tribe and coined many phrases that went on to grow into a language. Back to you being a clockmaker. This is something that you have an interest in today. Feed it. Your love of gears and how it all works and comes together. Doesn't matter if it's electric or wind up. You understand the measure of the weights in the cuckoo clock. And that those weights have to be reset. And you're trying to figure out a way to do the bell tower without relying on weights. You have to have a counter click in order for this to work. Counterbalance. You're like the Bell's nickel of the town. Before there was really a Bell's nickel. But we can take that story and legend so far back because you were a very kind person, very kind man. You hadn't any children of your own, but you were very astute with woodworking and toys and little things for little hands. That was one of your phrases. Well, they're showing me that you had that clocks and little things for little hands written on a window. And this is in the 1700s. So you had an accomplished life, and it was a very happy life. You did have a wife, though you did not have children. And they're saying that's why you like the language. You understand the language. You understand how English is based in German and Spanish and French, and how Spanish and German basically gave so much language to the whole world. Let's say Northern Europe. there are other influences in areas that were more remote from that, more drawn away. But it's the mingling. Because they're showing me that you also had a life in England and Gaul and Mesopotamia. So it's filaments from all of this. And Germanic is a foundation language. I hope that helped, Jeremy.
And
Thanks,
I'm
Diane.
sorry. I'm sorry I started laughing because that was a lovely message, but I just glanced at my screen and I still had the calligraphy, the
Oh,
information, and the name of the brush. It sounds like a really bad word in my language. So I was like, I'm glad I didn't look at that word before for the reading because I was gonna have to say it. So
and Jeremy.
spelled the same way, and the brush name is.
Oh.
Say it in front of your mother too.
Yeah.
Well, and Jeremy, I wonder, do you like old clocks? Is that something that's on your radar? You should dive into it if it is, because you're going to have an affinity for that.
Yeah.
Right.
That
No
that was,
coincidences.
yeah, that's right. No coincidences.
Mm-hmm.
That's great, and that's what a neat thing for you to get into, Jeremy. I mean, I love languages anyway. I studied languages just for
Mm-hmm.
the hell of it. So you go
Yeah,
have
they're
fun with
fun.
that. You go have big fun with that. Now, there was a bit of a mix up with
Mm-hmm.
Kieran's question. I know she was on the list earlier, but she's
Yeah.
somehow disappeared. And
Yeah.
so she's re-entered her question. So so Nathan's question will not be the last. The last question will be Kieran's.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so I'm going to answer Nathan's question, and then Kieran's, I guess, will be yours. Or she wants it to go to Diana. Okay, all right.
Okay.
Um,
We can all chip in. If Diana is ready
yeah,
with
we
get
were all
stuff, we can
jumping.
always, yeah.
Can the Akashic Masters please give me guidance for my current soul mission? Oh, Nathan, you're right up against the catch-22 of development, of spiritual development, which is your purpose is to find your purpose. And we're not telling you.
Are you talking to the?
I'm talking to everybody.
Oh yeah.
This is something, this is a here's a $10 word, a conundrum that
Yeah.
that I
Love
have.
that word.
Well, I've struggled with it myself, Nathan,
No, I was just
and
thinking, is that your the guides or is that Monty Python coming through and saying
that's just
your
me telling you,
purpose?
me sharing my personal experience with you. That's all. So, yeah. Let's see what the guides have to say. Well, they're laughing at me, of course. Their advice to you, Nathan, and it's given with a lot of love and I mean unconditional love. So whether you do this or not, you're loved and supported and treasured as a manifestation of the divine on this plane reality. That's a quote, by the way. That's not from me. Live who you are. Be who you are. Follow your heart. Your heart will show you the truth. Your heart will show you the path. The light from your heart will light up your path. Be love, embody love, and be assured of the everlasting, unconditional love that is yours. I mean, I love channeling the masters, but sometimes, like, I wish they'd just say, turn to page 36 in your books. But that's not going to happen, okay,
Yeah.
Nathan?
Why you're giving that message? I heard the more you do the inner work, the more you become clear to you.
Yeah. Yeah. The more you actually listen to yourself, and the more you are yourself, the more you uh, are your authentic self, Nathan,
Mm-hmm.
the clearer everything becomes, and the more things come to you, the more what is yours comes to
Mm-hmm.
you. So be who you are. Hi, Mirella. Be who you are truly, and don't let yourself be bullied or shamed or
Mm-hmm.
and um, distracted from that, because that's your, you were created, you you were created to be who you are. The universe needs you to be who you are. The universe needs you to fit in as who you are to the grand scheme of things. You are necessary.
Mm-hmm.
You are you are divine. You are a piece of the divine that is unique and necessary. So just just be who you are. Embody love, and let the love from your heart shine your path for you. Shine on your path and show you the way. That's true for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
The more authentic we can be, the more truly ourselves we can be, and support each other in our authenticity. Oh, that's lovely. Oh, I want everybody to see this. Yes, the divine presence in your life is you. Your divinity is calling to source. Your divinity is attached to source. You are never apart from source. So let that shine. You are a unique and amazing human being. I know you don't believe me, but you are. You have something that no one else has. You have qualities and a presence
Mm-hmm.
that no one else has. And that is necessary. That's why you're here, because you're necessary at this time and in this place.
That,
So, and that's not being arrogant. That's not being, snobby or anything. That's just the truth. You were needed here and now because of who you are.
mm-hmm. And I love that he
So,
said, "And never lose hope." That's absolutely essential.
yeah. Yeah, never lose hope. And just be who you are. Your path will be made very clear to you. The more authentic you can be, the more genuine you can be, the more you can say yes to love and yes to connection, the more your path will, the more it will reveal itself to you. That's been true for me. It's been true for other people that I know on a deep enough level that I can tell, you know, because yeah, but yeah. All my love to you, Nathan. Really,
Mm-hmm.
I know it's a struggle. I know it's a struggle, but be who you are. Say yes when you mean yes, and say no when you mean no. Don't say, well, okay, maybe I could. Say no, just like right outright. Just say, I can't. No, don't wanna. Nope, not
Mm-hmm.
gonna.
Yeah.
Yeah, follow your joy. That's right, Diane. She's been here a while. She knows all the things I say. Follow your joy. Yes, yes, yes. That's a great place
Mm-hmm.
to end that. Yeah, follow your joy. Thank you, Nathan, for your question. I really appreciate it.
Yeah.
So next is, and last, is Kieran for Diana. And I'm going to mute myself because she won't shut up. Not Diana, Wanda.
You're muting the wrong bird. Okay. Hi, Kieran. I'm having difficulty with money even after working hard. I want to know from which lifetime I am getting money blockage and how to resolve it. Well, Diana, the astrologer, is going to say, do your Saturn. Where is your Saturn? What house is it in? And regardless of the shifting tides that are going on because of this Neptune-Saturn connection and the egress into it, Saturn is the rule setter. He is the banker. He's the one who says, pay your bills first, then go buy the treats. And now's not a time to be doing anything unless you're investing it in your own piece of property, because that has a future payoff, plus enjoying it for your own part. Now let's see if we can find how many times you've suffered this, because I think that's a part of it. Oh, they just are right in on it. They are going back to the time of Moses. They're saying, now, you are not the baby in the basket who just happened to get lucky and fall into the lap of the Pharaoh. You're more like the Pharaoh who had it, lost it, had it again, lost it, had it again, lost it. So do not worry. It is more about managing yourself and not letting it go out. We say we're not accusing you of instant gratification and giving into the urge. That's not so much what the problem is. It's that others know that you have a generous nature. Not meaning to take advantage of you, they take advantage of you. So that means you need to curtail yourself in your generosities and hold back through these times. Save for what it is you want, so you're paying cash for it rather than trapped in that revolving door of credit. You have lived through times of depression before, in the 30s, in the 1860s during the Civil War, in the War of 1812 in France, in the American Revolution, and then through the same in the French Revolution. Snort. I just got a snort from the other side. You didn't learn enough the first time round. You came back to do it in France. Because we are present in a time of breaking old cycles, of reshaping our world, of ending era, the 24,000 era, the Kali Yuga era, the fact that the North and South Node went into Aries. That 0 degrees of Aries is everybody gets a reset. The more mature you are, the different the perspective. Your perspective at 28 is going to be much different than your perspective at 56, and even much more different in your 70s. Use the perspective of the 70-year-old. With the youth of the 34-year-old. And settle on something in between that breaks the cycle and leads you to a more comfortable future. A fine bottle of wine tastes better than a glass of vinegar. So when the wine goes bad, remember, it's now vinegar. And it still has a purpose. The opportunity to begin again. I hope that helped. I hope that helped.
So how can she resolve it, Diana?
Well, I don't know where her Saturn is, but when I say do your Saturn, it's like follow the golden rule. The things that we all should have learned in school if they were still teaching how to balance a checkbook and things of that nature. How to curtail yourself. Live as if, you know, not to be acting like we're paupers if you're not, but just to stop being so generous for the sake of other people, because that's what they showed me right in the beginning, is that she needs to curtail the generosity. They mean well and they love her just because, but they don't even know that this is what's happening. Is, you know, they're kind of feeding off of her generosity, you know? So it is a matter of putting the brakes on ourselves and monitoring ourselves, each and every one of us.
Yeah.
You know, so if you know, I mean, you can go to so many different websites, and astro.com is probably the easiest one to get started with, or Cafe Astrology, where you can just go punch in your birth numbers and get your chart.
Yeah. I like astro.com a lot. It's a really good site.
Yeah. Yeah. And so, you know, that'll tell you where your Saturn is. And Saturn is the father, the school principal, the Hierophant, the follow the rules guy. And if he's in the 10th house, which is where he has domain, he's all about the rules. And then whatever house he's in, there's a flavor that goes with that, that is from the sign that has rulership in that house and the planet that has rulership in that house. So if he's in Sagittarius, he's more adventurous, and Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter, and Jupiter came after Sagittarius, and Sagittarius was once ruled by Saturn. Now, how's this for complicating matters? Was once ruled by Saturn until Jupiter was discovered, and then Jupiter was given to Sagittarius. So they have a mixed bag of flavor there. Plus, the sign right after Sagittarius is Capricorn. So there's that 30-degree bookend. I'm sympathetic to you. You're sympathetic to me. I know what you're talking about. I know, and I know what you're talking about. I have, you know, personally, I have a 0-degree Saturn in the 10th house of Capricorn, but it's in the sign of Virgo. I go overboard in one direction with generosity, and I am now at 76 finally learning how to curtail that. It's just, it's practice like everything.
Thanks, Diana.
One thing I did that really helped, get yourself an old-fashioned record book.
Oh,
And
yeah.
write every darn thing down when it comes in and when it goes out, and do your own checks and balances. Don't rely on an app.
Mm-hmm.
Do your own checks and balances, because then you have that visual of it coming in and how quickly it can go out.
Yeah. Yeah, that's really helpful. Thanks, Diana. And thank you, Kieran. And thank you for your patience, Kieran. I'm really sorry about the mix up with
Yeah, because I saw her questions from earlier that I
Yeah,
missed from
way,
the
way.
start too.
we all saw it. We all knew you were there, and then suddenly it's gone. And all I
Yeah.
can say is Mercury is going direct in 6 days.
Mm-hmm.
And hopefully we'll be done with that. So before I read the closing prayer, Diana, would you do your wonderful healing and clearing for
He-
us, please?
let me just clarify a little bit, because he goes direct. He stations to go direct, so he's going to be slow out of the chute, and then he's going to go through the shadow phase. So I think it's not until after the 16th that he really gets out of the. I don't know. It's later in the month. I've forgotten, because I forgot where he went retrograde, what degree he was at when he went retrograde. He's going to get out of it. But so now you saw it. Going back over it this time is the third pass. The first time was you seeing it. The second time was, what tools do I need? The third time is, I got the tools I need. Let me use them. Okay, here we go.
Mm-hmm.
So let's close as we began with 3 deep breaths and holding at the top. Please place us in a steady stream of divine white light, the white light of divine guidance and divine grace. Mikhail, wrap your blue bubble of protection around us that shrinks to fit as we step into the healing teal green orb of Raphael that floats and shares and spreads and transfers. The divine white light, the white light of divine guidance and divine grace. So mote it be.
Thanks, Diana.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I'm sorry for having so much of an open throat chakra today.
No, it's so good. We
What?
all like to
Are
listen.
you kidding me?
Well,
Like, don't even.
Yeah,
Don't
it's
even.
good. We like to
mea
listen.
culpa, mea maxima culpa.
No.
Ego de, never mind. Okay. We're just not going to go into the whole Catholic thing. Okay. The magical ritual language. Okay.
Closing of the records.
Yes. I would like to close by thanking the light for the truth. I would like to close by thanking the light for the healing energy. And I would like to close by thanking the light for this guidance, for the guidance and compassion towards our soul's purpose. And with this, we lock the records of this group. The records are now closed.
Thank you.
I would like to know what you guys are doing in the next little while. Viviane, how about you? What are you going to be doing?
Thursday, 11:30 a.m. Eastern, 4:30 UK time, and is that 8:30 Pacific, or is 9:30?
I
Confused.
don't know. That's the crack of dawn for me. I don't see.
Yeah,
I
I
don't.
know.
I don't see that time unless I've been up all night.
Yeah, I'm simulcasting live stream with John Beanie, and we do uh, quantum healing and Akashic readings, some mediumship questions. So I would love to see you there. Just check. It's already posted on my channel, and we answer questions for about 2 hours. Maybe a little shorter live stream tomorrow, but yeah, I'd love to see you there. And then next week on Tuesday at 5 p.m. Eastern Time, I'm hosting the Akashic Adventures. So and Linda will be simulcasting. So please come see us next Tuesday.
Thanks,
More about Linda.
Viviane.
You're welcome. Sorry, didn't mean to speak over you.
No, you didn't. You didn't. I wasn't just sure if you were finished or not, and I tend to speak over people anyway. I have a bad habit of doing that. Diana, how about you?
I'm on the Dream Show at 9 o'clock tonight Eastern Time with Alice Martin, and Heart and Soul Connected, and Terry Renner, and Callie Healer, Kelly, and me. And I just want to say, Karen, honey, it's not that's the problem. We're led to believe that giving it all away gets us goodness. Unfortunately, the world doesn't work like that. And you have to think of this adage first. If you don't put your life vest on first, you can't save anybody, and that includes yourself.
Yeah.
So you have to save yourself first in order to be able
to help anybody else.
The most worthy.
Yeah. And it's an aspect of self-care. It's an aspect to look after yourself and to love yourself, to look after your financial well-being, you know, like how to be generous without being bad to yourself, without neglecting yourself. That's a deep spiritual question that each of us has to struggle and find an answer for ourselves. It's not a one answer fits all, okay? Because we're all different people. We have different demands on our lives and on our finances, and we have different levels of finance as well. So it's a really important question that we have to answer for ourselves, you know. Jeremy wants to know, before I get to Jeremy's question, I want to tell you all that Thursday, I'm having Deborah Zachow on my channel.
I love Deborah Zachow.
Oh, she's lovely. I like that.
I gotta
Be
get
there or be square, because this is going to be so much fun. I haven't set it up yet because I'm stuck with writing the intro, the show notes, because there's so much to say about Deborah that, I mean, like, I'm having trouble putting it together, but it will be up today, later today. I'm really I'm really rather ashamed of not the neglect, but how long it's taken me to actually put it together. But yeah, Deborah Zachow's amazing. It's going to be a great show. That's Thursday, and Friday morning at the crack of dawn. No, at 11 o'clock Friday morning Pacific time, 2 o'clock Eastern time, Gerald and Deb and I will be doing episode 5 of Gratitude Drives Abundance. And that will be simulcast on Gerald's and Deb's and my channels. We'll be doing it all. It's going to be on all the channels. So join us for that. And then on Monday, so this is the week of Gerald. On Monday at 11 o'clock, again, Pacific, 2 o'clock Eastern, we're doing a knit and purl with Gerald, and we're going to be talking about creativity. I'm doing knit and purl with Gerald. The topic will be creativity. So we're going to have a lot of fun with that. and that's just coming up in the next week. And then of course Tuesdays Akashic Adventures, which is like, I can't tell you how much I look forward to this show every week. I just love it. Jeremy wants to know about the types of services we all offer in private readings. Okay, well, mostly what you guys see me, this is just speaking for myself. I'll go first because, whatever. What you see me do here mostly is Akashic Records readings, and also you see me pulling cards, tarot. Oh, where's Gerald? I got to write that down. Ooh, tarot and where's my? Oh, never mind. I'll remember it.
Was
She
that
lost-
what were you trying to say?
Watch.
Tarot, Oracle, and Gerald all at
Yeah.
once?
No. Tarot and Oracle cards. You see me doing that. This is what you see me do here on YouTube. Okay. In a private reading, I do mediumship. I do psychic mediumship, as well as reading your Akashic records. It's much more in depth because you have an hour.
Yeah.
I also offer half-hour readings, but it's much more in depth, and it's not. There's much more discussion and back and forth and further investigation into the question that you ask, because I have the time to dig deep. These are superficial readings. They're meaningful and they're accurate, but they're superficial, and I don't have the time to really dive deep into that. So that's what I can offer in a private reading. How about you, Viviane?
I offer private Akashic Records readings, clearings and healings via Zoom, and I also offer animal communication readings and Reiki, and I do mediumship too, and quantum energy healing. So, and I enjoy it all, and everything is via Zoom. And I gave readings over the phone too for those who rather do that, but the readings via Zoom are recorded, and then I email you a copy of it that you can download to your computer if you wish to be able to watch again, for sure. So,
I forgot to mention I do that too with the Zoom.
but I gave readings. Actually, I gave readings via phone and also email, but most of them are via Zoom. And when it comes to the Akashic Records readings, in addition to getting more details, there are a lot of information that the masters will not share in a reading here because it's not private. So there's that too.
Yeah.
Quantum energy healing is what I'll be doing tomorrow. Thursday. If you like to check it out, or if you don't have the opportunity to join the live stream, Kieran, you may watch some of the replays. It's what I do every Monday and Thursday. It's kind of like we are already over an hour here for me to be taking time to. But please check it out. It's one of my favorite things to do, Kieran. So yeah. And what about you, Diana?
Well, I do astrology. I teach you your blueprint if you don't already know it. I help in any way I can if you are trying to learn it. And also, of course, read the charts for what can be coming up in the future. Now, it doesn't compel. It compels you to do something. It doesn't instruct you to do something.
Yes.
It's just all things are possible. What do you want to do with this information? So there's that. I read tarot cards and oracle cards. I do mediumship and I do Akashic Records. And it's hard sometimes to separate all of those things. So sometimes it all just comes out at once.
Yeah. So.
And there's always a recording to go with that because I do it on Zoom.
Yeah. So we all do our readings on Zoom, unless you want phone. I don't know why you'd want phone instead of Zoom, but there you are. And we also all send you the recordings after they're done. So you can have them. I hope that that helps answer your question, Jeremy. I think other people had the same kind of question. All I can say is that the private readings that I've had from people have been pretty much life-changing, because you do get to go into depth and say, well, what do you mean by that? And what does this mean? And how does that happen? How does that happen in my life? And
Mm-hmm.
and like Viviane mentioned, I want to stress this. There is a lot that doesn't get said on public forum, because all of us have given our guides instructions to not tell us anything that is not suitable for a public venue. So you're going to hear a lot more than what you get here. You get sort of like the executive summary, you know. So
Yeah, Rossi's asking me, will I develop an astrology class? I basically have one, but I'm working on it. Let me put it that way. And I am working on one with Valerie Bradshaw, Illumination Portal. Of course, we probably have a moon coming up. I've forgotten to announce, but whenever there's a major event in the sky with astrology, Valerie and I usually get together and do a show. So we're trying to work on something that is a more private situation for teaching. And when I help you learn your blueprint, when you don't know it, I usually give you basic instructions so you have that basic knowledge. That's part of the first reading.
And I had you gave me a ring, and I really loved it, and I highly recommend your astrology reading, astrology chart.
Okay.
I do have to go. I apologize. I have to
Okay.
appear on another
Yeah.
call. It's
Okay.
actually a medium. Yeah. So I'll talk
Good
to
night,
you
everybody.
soon.
No, it's okay. We're gonna close it down now.
Yeah.
We've said our prayers. Join us again as soon as you can next week. If not, love you all, and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone.